Coaching for Ballard tonight.
Good afternoon, Blue Jay fans, and welcome to this first week of high school football here in Iowa. Coming to you live from Bondurant, Iowa. Bondurant for our Blue Jay Stadium for the Blue Jays hosting the Ballard Bombers. This is Patrick Meyer here with Josh Gibson to give you some audio for your video pleasure.
That's what you call it.
That's what I call it.
Jeff Meislin,
Good.
Dick Kane, and Andrew Slatter.
All right. So we're about 12 minutes here from what should be kickoff. So just working out a few kinks to get started. But you know, gotta love the first week of high school football. We got a little scrimmage in last week, but this is where it really all begins. It it feels more like summer than fall, but that's kind of how football starts here in Iowa.
I think we should have a pretty good matchup tonight. We've got Ballard coming off a 8-2 season, and Bondurant coming off a 5-4 season. So it should be a pretty good matchup tonight.
We're just so we're still talking. We're maybe figuring out some video issues, but
I think one of the biggest things is going to be how each team replaces seniors that were gone.
Absolutely.
Like it is always when you start off a new season, especially for the Bombers losing their quarterback, 3-year starter, threw for about 1,200 yards and 15 touchdowns, Connor Drew. So that'll be the biggest thing, I think, for Ballard is how they're going to replace him, along with their top 2 wide receivers and their leading rusher as well.
I mean, yeah, all of their main skill position guys graduated. And they were a pretty dangerous group when it came to the football field, as well as maybe some other sports at the same time. So
I do think they've got a couple, from what we hear, a couple good athletes they're gonna do the replacing here. The Gabe Christensen, which you're a little more familiar with on the wrestling side, should be a pretty tough runner. And then we've also got Ashton Herman, who's one heck of a basketball player that's going to play a little QB for him. So it'll be interesting to see how he does. As far as Bondurant goes. We talked last week a little bit about the replacement of Miller and Oscar White, who led the state in interceptions. Well, we have some corners that are able to step up. Miller and Gibney at the linebacking core and Snyder on the D-line. Wilson and Eichmeyer were pretty good playmakers for him. So I think we got the playmakers.
Yeah.
It'd be the defensive.
Yeah.
The defensive side maybe will be the biggest challenge to do the replacing. But I think we got enough guys we probably can step up.
A big key defensively, Bondurant gets back a former starter, and Cameron Meislin. He'll be starting both at right tackle and at one of the linebackers. And he was a starter as a sophomore. I think he might have been top 2 or 3 in tackles that year and missed last football season. John Powers stepped in for him, did a great job there. Well, now we get both linebackers in there. So
had a couple pick sixes in one game. So he's definitely a big addition for sure on the defensive side.
Offensively for the Blue Jays, Colby Collison returning as a quarterback for second year starting as a junior. Looking for some big developments from him as he gets a little more development time and a little more repetition. Expect he could be in for a really big season.
Looks like we took a little bit of hit on our depth. I felt like we had a pretty good 1-2 punch at tailback, and Porter went down last week with a little bit of a knee issue. I think he'll be back. Sounds like he'll be back in a couple weeks. So Titus is going to be toting the rock most of the night tonight, I would assume. But I don't think we'll be so one-dimensional as running the football. I do think we got quite a few guys we can throw it or hand off to on jet sweep as well, like Nolan Meyer.
Yeah, Meyer we got the ball to. I don't know, like 40 times last year. I imagine they'll look to even up that a little bit this year. So, if you're averaging 4 or 5 touches a game, that's potential for a big day. And Meyer tends to be able to turn a short play into a long one on his own. So I imagine we'll try to get the ball into his hands a fair amount.
Which we saw last week. He took a couple jet sweeps for touchdowns or long gains. Quentin Burt's another guy that could definitely step up and have some big play making ability. I think the other big key for us will be the offensive line. If they make the strides that they need to, we got a couple returners from last year. You mentioned Meislin; he'll be back starting on the line. Got a couple sophomores. How quickly they adjust to varsity football versus freshman football.
Well, and Bruce snuck in there at the end of last year and took some starting reps, so he's actually a returning starter as a sophomore.
He got in the Harlan game, yep.
And Dalton House pulling up in left guard as a sophomore. Evan Reha, fastest left tackle in the state. We're going to stake that claim.
Yep.
And Harms and Mislin. So we're going to cut off and we're going to play a.
Yeah, I'm at the top of the globe. I got the torch, we about to burn down the thrones. We need a change, look at the world that we live. Look how the evil is grown, all the innocence lost. We need a new beginning, man, the vision is off. We need to wage war, yeah, we need to rage on. I'm here, war boots, I'ma buy a pair. No suits, just fighters here. Grassroots and some riot gear. I'm still fly like a pilot chair. Brave hearts never die in fear. I ain't a stranger to the danger. I'ma live and I'm dying here, yeah. So I'm looking up more, cause I know what I'm up for. Cause we need a change, and I'm starting an uproar. Yeah, we starting a ruckus. Yeah, we starting a ruckus. And nobody can stop us. Yeah, we starting a ruckus. And the city is ours. We starting a ruckus. Yeah, we starting a ruckus. We starting a ruckus.
Hopefully you enjoyed that hype video put together by our high school Bluejay digital squad. That is a class here taught by Kyle Seidel, and they put together all kinds of hype videos, graphics for all the games. They're actually the ones that do all the recording and broadcasting of this stuff, and we just sit here and talk. We're the only two not associated with the class, so. But great, it's a great service the class is providing, and it's a really exciting thing for them to be a part of. As you see our Bluejays take the field, our broadcasts this year for football are going to be sponsored by the Bird's Nest. That's a location here right across from Anderson Elementary. I wanted to make a joke, but Gibby was giving me a bad look. It opened in 2010. It's owned by Jill Sullivan and Felicia Collison. That Collison name might sound familiar to you if you're already watching some football here. It's a program that's directed by their very first employee, a Bondurant alumni, Lindsay Schaefer. Too loud. All right, I'm too loud. And they provide daily programming for DK through 5th grade here in the Bondurant for our community, helping out the elementary schools, parents with before and after school programming, as well as some summer programming. So it's also a great opportunity for some Bondurant students. They employ 15 to 20 high school students a year. So we want to thank Bird's Nest for their support of the Bondurant for our athletics. We're getting ready for the national anthem, so we'll cut off live to listen to them as soon as they do. So if I stop talking instantly, that's why. It's not because my mic died. I know you'd be devastated. I'm actually encouraged not to let Gibby talk. That's what they tell me. I don't know.
That's how I get paid. Amount of words.
It's a budget cut. You also notice there's an abundance of football players on the sideline, as this is youth football night here in Bondurant. So we're going to take a break, honor the national anthem, played by our own Bondurant for our marching band. Marching band shows up at 7 a.m. every morning before school to prepare for such things.
I can hear them at my house, hammering on the drums. Yeah, there was a lot of excitement in the 6th grade hallways today, talking about the ability to run out on the football field with the varsity team tonight. It really shows you how much that means to those little kids.
Absolutely. You see them taking off now, but they got to go out and break the huddle with them. It's a big deal. And I remember when actually these sophomores and juniors went out there from when their tackle days, where I was one of the coaches for that. So, all right, just under right around a minute before what's listed as start time.
I think another key tonight is going to see which team handles this heat the best. Obviously, it's warm tonight, but it's been warm all week, and so it's going to be accumulation of how well have these kids stayed hydrated all week long. I'm be willing to bet we're going to see some cramp in the night.
I would think so. I was actually surprised. The freshmen played a game before this, 16-14. The Bombers came ahead victorious, but I didn't really notice any heat issues, which
that's true.
It was even hotter then, so I was, a little surprised by that, but it gets a little more intense as the night goes on.
Well, as you watch the captains walk out, can you tell which one of those guys is a Division I football player?
It's the headband. That's what gave it away, right?
Must be. He's only about 6 inches taller than everybody else.
Number 22, Blake Fleischman.
Captains for the Bluejays, number 50, Evan Reha, number 5, Nolan Meyer, number 64, Cameron Mislin.
And for the Bluejays, number 5, Nolan Meyer.
I can't actually see the numbers of the other team, so I know Cale Crow is
Cale Crow's over there. He's standing above everybody else.
Right. He's easy to identify. The others kind of blend in with the referee.
The one on the left is, can't tell if that's 21, 23. Now, Crow has committed to Iowa, correct?
I believe that's true.
And maybe even possibly going there at semester?
Now that I hadn't heard. It's not uncommon for players in the Iowa football program to show up there at the Christmas break. 21, Jacob Eiley.
Yep, Eiley.
10 is Colby Calvert, and was 22.
22.
That was Blake Fleischman. Blue Jays are going to kick. With 24 is Eli Rouse, and it's somebody starting with the 1, I think, but I can't quite tell. He's got to turn a little bit. Either way, Cram's going to be kicking off. Kickoffs were pretty solid last week in the scrimmage. Looked for him to place it fairly deep to where the Bomber has a decision to make on whether it's worth trying to return it or letting it go into the end zone.
He did a pretty good job last week of putting it outside the hash, making it really hard for them to get underneath it and catch it, or even if they want to catch it. But you really don't want to roll the dice with a kickoff because you never know how that thing is going to bounce.
If you aren't entirely familiar, if you haven't watched a whole lot of high school football, if the kickoff goes out of bounds, it comes back out to the 35-yard line.
Or a re-kick.
Rolls into the end zone, it comes out to the 20, right? Yeah, 20. One of the older levels of football changed to 25, but high school still stayed at 20. Cram's kick is up, and that starts the season. And the ball touches his hands, it goes through his hands, and that's going to be a touchback. So good solid line drive by Titus Cram. The Bombers will take over at the 20-yard line.
I think that ball got to Rouse a little quicker than what he was expected. That was a line drive. It was pretty hot, and that was going to be a tough one to catch either way. That was pretty high above him.
There is a little bit of wind coming out of the south end zone, but that was a rocket to start with. So
looks like we do see Herman to start at quarterback for him, like we anticipated.
The 6'4" basketball player, 16.2 points per game on the basketball court, but checking out some football time this year. Bombers start with 3 wide receivers, and they look to hand it off up the middle. Picks up 6 or 7. Good push forward on their running back's part. That was 14. That's Christensen.
Yeah, just a pretty simple, looked like maybe a zone to the left there, and a heck of a job out of the Bombers to clear the way. Pretty good push downfield, untouched for about 5 yards. We don't see that very often against our run defense.
No, we tend to cram the box pretty tight. This one wide receiver to the close side is really far out there trying to take Meyer out of the play completely. That play, though, Meisland blew up in the backfield. Came right through, dropped him for a 2-yard loss. And if he didn't get there, I think Riak was going to get it on the outside.
Yeah, Cameron came on a blitz there and really was just left untouched. Nice job of him timing it up. And easy tackle for a loss. Brings up a big 3rd and 1 to start the game.
Bombers come out with Christensen behind Herman, looking to plow straight ahead for that yard. Riak coming off the side, but Christensen's able to drive ahead for 2 or 3 yards, picks up the first down.
We had some good pressure coming off the edge, but they just couldn't quite get down the line flat enough and fast enough, and he was able to bowl forward enough for a first down.
Christensen wrestling 160 pounds last year, took 7th place. They have him listed at 210 pounds. I imagine he's somewhere between those two numbers. But
he must have been on full feed to go from 160 to 210.
I don't think his walking around weight was 160. Let's just say that.
Gotcha.
Herman drops up, tries to drop it off on a pass over to Hasig, but ends up throwing it high. Had some pressure on the play.
Well, we knew coming in that there was a good chance that he was going to play quarterback for him, and it was going to be how well he adapts and how quickly, because he hasn't played quarterback for a while, from my understanding. Hasn't played varsity football. You just don't walk in and play varsity quarterback with limited experience and not expect some hiccups along the way.
I mean, now he is 6'4", has the size to see over the line. That's what you're looking for a lot of times in your quarterback. Hand off to Christensen up the middle, big hole. Christensen cuts back, and Cram comes up to make a play. Picks up about 8 or 9 on the play.
It was almost like a little bit of a draw play, and our guys, normally we load up the box. We were actually playing the guy free in the middle of the field, and so a couple of our guys ran upfield. We ran underneath. They ran underneath them, and that was a pretty big gain on 2nd and 10.
Cram did a good job coming up, stopping that from being an even bigger play. So 3rd and 1.
Probably know where this is going. Oh, a little boot.
Roll out. Riak gets pressure on Herman, but the pass is complete. Hasig with the catch. Going to pick up the first down by a yard. Tackle by Mitchell and Cram on the play.
Not a big play, but it was
just enough.
Effective. About a yard or 2 past the first down. Keep the Jays honest. You are going to have to run some play action, and pretty good throw with the amount of pressure he had in his face.
It's
Somebody
good pressure
was right
by
there.
Riak. Yeah, he was right there. Did a good job not over pursuing, coming right at him, had his hands up. Herman just made a great play. Bomber sticking there, has a 4 wide now. Man in motion coming this way is Hasig. They're going to run the opposite way. Christensen goes, but Powers meets him in the backfield. Then Rihas grabs a hold. Christensen still got a yard or 2 after that contact, but ends up loss of a yard.
I think we can see from that run right there that he's going to be a pretty physical runner. John had a really clean shot at him and just couldn't quite wrap him up. I suppose that's what you get when you get a wrestler back there running the football. He's not going to go down easy.
I don't think we're going to see him go down on the first hit very often tonight.
It doesn't look like it. We're going to have to rally to the football.
But we're 5 carries into this on the first drive, so somebody's going to get tired of the contact. I don't know which one. Herman drops back to pass, throws it out, Hasig. And Meyer steps up, makes the play, and they're going to call.
That's interesting. We shoved their guy in the back, and that's kind of where he threw the flag. But initially, I think their guy pushed our guy in the back too. So I think it's going to be on Ballard here for a block in the back.
We definitely shoved their guy in the back.
Yeah.
If we get a block in the back call,
which you can't do, you can't legally do that. And it was pretty blatant. I don't think they.
Yeah.
That's a pretty rare call, but it was.
So our coaches want it to be against their team. They definitely just called the block in the back against the Bluejays.
They did.
But you're right. There was a clean shove on our part.
I mean, you don't see that call very often.
No. So we're We're in an official discussion right now to decide who the block in the back is going to be on.
Yeah.
It was a borderline.
It was close.
Whether it was a block in the back, but the velocity that he came past at made it look like it was. We're going to get a little.
It looks like we're backing up.
Okay.
Which is going to be a first down.
So we're telling officials telling Reha out there what's going on, and it is going to be a penalty against the Blue Jays for a block in the back.
I've probably seen that called maybe one other time.
Yeah.
In my career in 20 years of a defensive block in the back.
So that hurts. That definitely sends some momentum the Bombers' way. 21 man in motion is Eiley. They threw it. Pass incomplete. Intended for Cattell. Going to bring up second down.
Quick hitter there, off a little play action. Batney had enough pressure in his face. That was going to be a real tough throw. Just looked kind of awkward from the get-go. Really didn't have much of a chance at it, and I don't think it was going to be for a big gain anyway if he did catch it. Maybe 4 or 5 yards.
So we're going to bring up 2nd and 10. Two wide receivers to the left. Cattell way out to the right again. Fullback in motion and made a little jump start.
Yeah, Batney was offsides there. I wonder if they came and scouted us last week because he did have a little problem of getting a little antsy and coming off the edge a little too quick. Give him a hard count, and I think you were going to be able to get him once or twice, and they got him there. High school football, automatic dead ball.
Brings up 2nd and 5 for the Bombers.
So Batney's going to come off to get a little discussion with Coach on that. Brings up 2nd and 5. Bombers look to be running the same play. Christensen up the middle. Harms made contact, but Christensen spins off and looks like he gets ahead for the first down for a gain of about 6 or 7.
Tell you what, the thing that's concerning right now is the push that Ballard is getting up the middle. Right now, they are moving the line of scrimmage, which we really have not seen happen against us a whole lot in the run game. So we'll see what kind of adjustments the Blue Jays make here to kind of shore up the inside of that run game.
Bombers going 3 wide to the left, 1 to the right, and I think that's part of it. You've talked about in the past that the Blue Jays like to stack the box. When you have that many receivers out there, you can't keep 8 and 9 guys in the box. Screen pass, complete. Reha hits ball out. Cram dives on it. Reha forces the fumble. Cram recovers, and the Blue Jays are going to take over at the 18-yard line.
That's how you stop the run game. You just get a turnover.
Right.
You don't have to worry about it. I don't know if when he caught that, if he totally secured it, but that was a heck of a job out of Reha running that thing down, forcing the fumble, and pretty easy recovery for Titus.
Yeah. Yeah, he thought about picking it up and trying to return it, and when it didn't come up clean the first time, made a smart decision, just dove on it, called it good.
One thing I did notice about Ballard's stats from last year is they forced a lot of turnovers. They forced 35 total turnovers last year, which is about 3.5 per game. That's a pretty high number.
Blue Jays have Meyer in motion, handed off to him. He's going to pass. He's got Cram wide open. Cram's at the 50, at the 40, at the 30. There's no chance you're catching him. That's a touchdown. Blue Jay touchdown. Nolan Meyer to Titus Cram. 81 yards. Woo! Hey, good decision not to try to pick up that fumble.
No kidding. Well, we saw it last week. We saw some different things that they ran off of their jet sweep, some different play actions that looked really good. And right there was no different. Run the jet sweep and throw it. I don't think anybody was quite ready for that or expecting that. At least it didn't look that way.
Barkham out here for the hold for Cram. Kicking was a little rough last week in the scrimmage. We might have put some practice into that. Kick is up.
That looked a lot better.
Kick is right down the middle.
A lot better.
And the Blue Jays start out with a flawless first drive.
All right, I finally got the replay up here. Let's take a look at this thing. See what happened.
So Meyer comes around on that jet sweep, and we've run that jet sweep a lot over the last few years. I think Ballard bit hard on the fact that we
Titus is just
give
in
that
the
ball
slot position there. It's our overload formation, and He releases. Nobody picks him up.
And once he's out in the open, you're not catching him.
That was too easy. Got to be a little demoralizing for the Bombers there. They had a really nice drive going all the way from the 20, turned it over around the opponent's 20, and then first play give up a 70, 75-yard touchdown. We'll see how they respond to that.
I guess we were talking about Collison's development as a quarterback, and we failed to acknowledge that there's another person on the team that has taken some snaps back there.
Yeah,
Not that he ran it from quarterback, but
he can throw it.
Meyer, kind of your throwback to the Antoine Randall L days. Cram with kickoff, deep into the end zone, out of the end zone. Cram might be pumped up.
Maybe that wind's a little stronger than we thought. He booted that thing. That's always nice. You don't have to run down the field, catch a little breather.
Penalty flag.
There's a flag on the field.
How do you get a flag on a ball that never touches anything?
Well, they could have been offsides. It should have been blown dead then right away. Well, we could re-kick. I don't think I'd re-kick because he might put it in the end zone again. I think I'd take it at the 35.
Is it the 35 or would it be at the 25? It's just a offsides penalty, right?
Well, if they're offsides, good point. It actually should be a dead ball if it's offsides.
And they are going to come out and re-kick.
Yeah, that shouldn't even be an option. They should have been blown dead right away.
Nobody was offsides against the Bluejays.
This is where you get yourself in trouble sometimes, though, when you got to run down on a special team twice in a row. Your guys are a little bit tired. If this ball doesn't get to the end zone, it might be a decent opportunity for the Bombers here to set up a return. Now, if he kicks it like he did the last one, we'll still get in the end zone.
Yeah, right. And it is a dead ball if it reaches the end zone.
Good delay tactic here out of the Blue Jays, acting like they don't have a ball on the sideline. Let their guys catch their breath a little bit. Good idea.
Kicking team for the Blue Jays, you got Reed Falsgraf, Tyson Barkema. Let's see, 7 is Zach Saulers, 45 Marcus Teed, 15 Everett White, 23 Batney Riak, 2 is Caleb Moore, 34 Jacob Vanderlinden, 25 is Sam Fuller, and 14 on the other side is Andrew Keith. And Titus to kick, obviously. I can't do that with the other team that fast, sorry.
Good kick. Would have got to the end zone.
Now he stepped back.
Yep.
So he stepped into the end zone as he was backpedaling, which does make it a dead ball, so it is a touchback. So just an extra trip down the field is all.
Yep, same result. 20-yard line. Looks like Burt is in for Titus. Give him a little breather at free safety.
React back in at the linebacker position. Bombers 3 wide again. Fullback in motion. Christensen up the middle, and Cole Mitchell meets him in the hole. He's able to spin off to get back to the line of scrimmage, but good job Cole stepping up into that hole and stopping momentum.
Really, really nice job out of the guys up front to plug up that hole initially. Counter play out of the Bombers, or they pull both guard and tackle, but there was really no place for him to go because they'd already created a big pile and no place for Christensen to run there.
So brings up 2nd and 10. Bombers 3 wide to the right, 1 to the left. Herman drops back, looking to pass. Dumps it off, makes a move, is able to stiff arm, gets pulled down. 5-yard gain on the play. That was Eiley with the catch.
Pretty nice job out of Herman to get rid of that thing pretty quick, find an open receiver and get 5 yards. Just a little out route.
His receiver is number 21.
Good job out of the Jays to pursue. Several guys there to make a tackle.
So far, the Bombers have been looking any passes to be short passes and have a few blockers in front, hoping they can make something happen. Receiver did a good job making the first guy miss, but Blue Jays did a good job swarming to the ball.
We saw Norfolk have some success with that last week. I'm not sure if Ballard will be able to.
That's 2 men in motion. That should be a penalty, right?
If they snap it, if they were snapping it when they both were going. That's going to come back,
gets a break.
We did get a flag.
Where are you seeing that?
Back here.
Oh, way back at the 13. Okay.
Yep.
So there's a flag on the play.
There's a penalty
Based
flag.
off where that is, it's most likely going to be coming back. It was too far back. I didn't even see it there.
Nice hustle out of Burt there on that play. Good execution out of the Bombers with the exception of two guys going in motion. Negates, what was that, about a 30-yarder?
I feel like it was maybe more than that. Might have been 45. Is that what the penalty was? I didn't see anything else called.
He did signal motion.
Would have been a 43-yarder.
Ah.
So instead it's going to be 3rd and 9.
That is a big turn of events. False start on the right tackle.
Ball start against the Bombers.
That's a tough position to be in for the Bombers as you had some momentum going. You get a big play, a penalty on that, another penalty. And it really kind of takes you out of what you're trying to do on your offense with your ground to start, or ground and pound with Christensen to start, and then adjusting off of that.
From what we've seen, I don't think that they are looking to throw the ball deep. They're wanting to run the football and maybe throw some short passes. But we'll see here. We'll see what kind of arm he's got. Maybe see a screen pass.
Myers matched up near side with Cattell. Herman looking deep. Throws it over the middle. Overthrows his intended receiver. That ball's going to be incomplete. That was Hasig on the intended receiver.
Wasn't too bad of execution, though. The ball was just a little bit high.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if he puts that on the money, wide receiver's got some running room there, it looks like.
I mean, he would have caught that at the first down line and still had 5 yards before the next defender. So could have been a big play. It's the little things sometimes in football. Bombers are going to punt. Meyer and Barkham, I believe, is the other one. Bobbled snap. Gets the kickoff. And Meyer fields it at the 45. Makes the first guy miss. Cuts up field. Is going to pick up 7 on the return. You got a little nervous there, I know.
Wow. We called a block in the back on the defense earlier, and then they missed that one. That's about as obvious block in the back as it gets.
Yeah, right at the ball carrier. It's
Eli Larson got away with one there.
a little bit. It's okay.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Blue Jays are going to take over at the 48-yard line.
You wonder a little bit if the trick play there is going to keep Ballard kind of hesitant a little bit as far as reacting to what they see.
Blue Jays stack left. Everett White and tight end. Now Burt, the man in motion. Handed to Cram up the middle. Kind of
twisted
the ball a little bit.
Yep.
But Bombers sold out on the run up the middle. Stopped him for
they didn't look hesitant
actually, they're
there.
Gonna give him a yard.
Definitely reacted and got downhill on that one.
Yep.
Met Titus right at the line of scrimmage.
Titus Graham, met at the line by number 79, Caleb Crowley.
So 2nd and 9 on the play. Blue Jays looking to use some misdirection, putting guys in motion. Cram now in the slot again. Collison wide left. Meyer in the quarterback position. Cram in motion. Meyer with the keep up the middle, follows the lead block from Cameron Mislin. Holy cow, Nolan Meyer, touchdown. You can thank your road grader right there. Cameron Mislin decleated somebody, and Meyer just marches right into the end zone. 47 yards on the touchdown run.
Right now, Ballard's having a real time with any kind of misdirection or trickery that we've given them. Really good run action there. We've seen Meyer run. I don't know how much they know that he can run. Excellent execution, though. That was pretty easy.
I had to back it up. I want to see that block again.
We might have got away with our running back in the backfield going in motion a little bit. It looked like he was leaning.
Kick up, kick is good. Blue Jays take a 14-0 lead. Meyer was pulling from the right side, came right up, or Mislin was pulling from the right side, came right up through that hole. And once that block happened, there was no one in front of Meyer. Doug Fulton would like the Blue Jays to get a first down finally. They haven't done it yet.
2 for 3.
I feel like if you score on 2/3 of your plays, you're going to have a good season. I don't know.
Meatloaf says 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Meatloaf said a lot of things. Paradise by Friday Night Lights.
Well, now it's going to be a real test for the Bombers to see how they react to that. Giving up 2 pretty quick touchdowns, having a nice drive, having a big play called back. Backs are against the wall here for sure.
Yeah, definitely going to have to look to change some things up because it's hard to score in a hurry, just pounding it right up the middle. Christensen was picking up 5 and 6 yards a carry on that first drive, but even at that rate, it takes a long time to get downfield. 4:13 remaining in the first quarter. That's right, it is still the first quarter. Cram going to look to kick off here again.
Looks like going false graph.
Oh, didn't even see him sneak in there. All right. Reed Falsgraf, sophomore. He was streaking down the field earlier on kickoff, so someone, Quentin Burt looks like might be in for him on the coverage team. I mean, he's got a precedent to follow. The first 2 went in the end zone. 3, really. So
we'll see if he's got that big a leg.
Lower kick, going to get a one-hopper and fielded by Landy, I believe. He tries to kick it out back to the middle and is going to get out to the 22-yard line. Not a bad return. I think he fielded it around the 10.
Really good pursuit. Out of all the Blue Jays, corralling him for you can live with that. Anytime you get inside the 25, we'll take that for coverage.
Right.
But about all of them were within 2 or 3 yards of the ball carrier, so that's good to see. Guys are running down hard.
Burt back in there at free safety again this play. Looks like Quentin Fulton's out there on the line, and Tyler Harms, along with Reha. So Caskey's not in there. It is Fulton. And that's not Christensen, is it? That's somebody else. Was it?
Saw that guard tackle pull
24.
again, and that time it was a lot more successful than what we saw the first time. We just weren't able to make that pile. And
Rouse was the ball carrier, picks up a first down.
Nice run.
Gain of 10 or 11 on the play.
On the play by number 37, John Powers, and number 64, Cameron Mislin.
Bombers have 2 wide receivers to each side. Herman in the pistol. And he tries to keep it. Reha comes around, gets the sack. Loss of about 5 on the play.
Reha's one of those guys, you try to read him, but he's athletic enough where if you pull it, he has the ability to come off that read and still go make the tackle on the quarterback. And I think Ashton probably thought, hey, I'm going to pull it, I'm going to get by him. Didn't realize it's the fastest left tackle in the state.
Also a pretty solid defender when it comes to the soccer field. Your state runner-up soccer team, that is. Christensen, that's Rouse again, the ball carrier. Picks up a short gain, maybe. It looked like Mislin kind of gave him a hip toss over for the tackle.
Cameron did a nice job. They were able to basically protect him. He comes in unblocked. Makes a real easy play. 2 points for the takedown.
Brings up 30-15 for the Bombers.
So Bombers now looking at 3rd and long. 3 wide receivers to the left. Cattell way out to the right. Herman looking to pass, looking downfield, now looks to run, and Myers getting blocked there. Powers is going to chase him down, and he's going to get driven out of bounds about a yard shy of the first down by Powers, and Quentin Burt came over to help cut off any advancement. And now you're going to have a tough decision to make because it's 4th and 1.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised they put Christensen back in there and give him a carry. I think we saw there the athletic ability that we were looking for out of Herman.
4th and 1 for the Bombers.
Does look like they're planning to go for it. And
I think you got to.
I think that's still Rouse in the backfield.
Well, maybe Christensen went to the sideline
yeah, I
for
don't
something.
know. No, he's standing there on the edge, so he doesn't look like anything's wrong. He's all the way on the left side.
Time. It's delay.
Delay a game?
Yep. Maybe it was just trying to draw us off sides. It could be a timeout.
Oh, I think they called, yeah. Oh, they did take it back 5 yards, so that's going to be a penalty. It's going to bring up 4th and 6. I imagine they have to be punting here.
I would think so. If you were going to go for it, you definitely would have went for it on 4th and 1.
Right. 2:39 on the clock in the first quarter. Blue Jays looking to get the ball back here again. Now, did somebody call a timeout too? Because I don't see anything about timeout, but
no timeout was signaled.
The coach is definitely out on the field acting like they had a timeout. So I don't really know what was going on there.
And are we doing any breaks tonight for heat or anything? Or are we?
Oh, maybe. Not that I know of, but punt is up. And Barkham is going to fair catch it at the 32. Graham got pushed into him. All good. Blue Jays will take over 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Ballard got away with a dangerous snap there. Their punter almost took a knee on it. It was a little bit low. He did a nice job of keeping the knee off the ground. Good job out of Tyson to catch the football. About got drilled by his own guy.
It happens.
Well, how many?
Sometimes in an Iowa State game it happens.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm not sorry.
How many plays is this drive going to take?
All right. Cram's in the backfield. Collison at his regular quarterback position. 2 fullbacks in front of him. This is typically a power play. Collison pump fakes, has Meyer wide open, and Meyer makes the man miss, and he's going to score a touchdown. 30 from the 33. It's going to be a 67-yard touchdown from Collison to Nolan Meyer. Have a first quarter, boys. Holy cow.
That threat of the run game really sets it up. We line up in our heavy formation, and I think right now we're just taking shots down the field to see if we can score, and pretty successful.
I mean, if nothing else, you're throwing a lot of things at whoever watches film next week. A 2:21 on the clock in the first quarter. Cram's kick is up. It's high enough, and it is good. And Blue Jays take a 21-0 lead. Boy, I did not see this coming. Ballard was, had some preseason rankings. Obviously, preseason ranking means very little, but still, I mean, it's a team you expected to be a close game with us, and so far it's been one-sided.
They're always pretty tough, and I think we've taken them off guard with some of our play calling for sure. And like we talked about before the game started, they do have some big starters to replace. Mm-hmm. We didn't really talk about their defense, and they were missing 4 or 5 of their top tacklers, but, in all honesty, they shouldn't be giving up 3 touchdowns in 4 plays, but give credit to our guys and their execution.
The fakes have been fantastic, and we we've countered very well off the things we've done in the prior years. I mean, the jet sweep and that power run play right there. I mean,
all 3 plays were broken tendencies that you've seen out of us.
Cram back in there to kick off this time. Falsgraf back out to the edge man. Kick is up. Kick is a line drive. Kick is into the end zone for his 3rd touchback of the game.
Titus Graham on the kickoff. Into the end zone for a touchback. Ball be spotted 20-yard line. First and 10 Bombers.
So Nolan Meyer has 81 yards passing and 67 yards receiving on the night so far.
And how many rushing?
Oh, and 47 rushing. So
he's playing a part in all 3.
148, 195 yards.
He just needs a return now, some type of return.
Well, I mean, he is back there on the punts.
Yep. Could be an interception return.
I don't think he's on the kick return, but we haven't seen it yet. So fullback in motion. Herman takes the snap, fakes to Christensen, keeps it himself, runs to the left side, and picks up 4 yards, it looks like, before being met by a party of Blue Jays.
Yeah, that's a little bit more what we're used to with the defense. We got quite a few guys in there. Looks like about 8.
On the keeper, your quarterback, number 2.
Really nice job. John Powers getting downhill early, and then Meisland finishing him off. At this juncture, we'll give up 3 or 4 yard gains.
Yeah. Play your assignment, secure your tackle. If you give up 3 or 4 yards, not a big deal.
Make them drive the field.
Yep.
It's hard for high school football teams to have consistent drives down the field.
Cattell and Eiley to the right, wide receiver to the left. Hand off to Christensen up the gut. Wrapped around the ankles by Cole Mitchell. Falls forward for 3, it looks like. It's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
On the carry, number 14.
If you're Ballard right now, you just want to get a first down. You want to get a first down, try to get some momentum going, not punt the football back to the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
Get to quarter, allow yourself to regroup a little bit.
Bombers come out with the tight end on the left side instead of the right this time, or fullback, whichever position you want to call it. Herman looks to throw. Eiley, the receiver, and Meyer comes up and meets him, and then Larson cleans it up. Looks like no gain on the play, maybe a yard. Going to bring up 4th and 3.
The coverage that the Blue Jays play is going to make it really hard for that play to be super successful, because as soon as the corner sees him make that out route, he is breaking on the football, and Nolan did a heck of a job of coming up, making a play, and really giving him nothing, maybe a yard.
Not going for the big risky play, just securing his position and then waiting for his teammates to come. Eli does a good job coming with the hammer. Punt's up, punt is away towards Meyer, and Meyer's going to go out of bounds at the 38. I sound disappointed on that just because I want to see the punt return, but Blue Jays take over 38-yard line. Getting close to the end of the first quarter here.
Do we have any more big plays here?
I mean, we could do something crazy like throw it to a tight end. We don't do that a lot.
I don't think that's going to be the call.
Can we pull the left tackle, hand it to him?
Are we just going to hand it off, or are we going to try another big hitter?
Powers, the fullback on the left side.
I think we're missing a guy.
And
I'm guessing Caskey,
definitely
maybe?
are.
Caskey's usually in that
Caskey
spot.
is being treated by Sarah, so that would make sense why that would be the one missing.
Let's see, who's the next guy on the depth chart after Caskey and
After Caskey and Powers, it is unclear. We haven't
we don't
seen
have
that.
Anybody else. Bringing in Baker. I don't know if we're moving him to that H-back
Bryce
position.
Baker, fullback.
All right.
Sophomore fullback.
That would tell me that we might run the football if we put him at the H-back spot.
He primarily would be like a left tackle as a sophomore coming in here, probably 260. And much more of a blocking threat probably than a running the ball threat.
Or catching the ball out of the backfield.
I don't know. Linemen, they sometimes have hands.
He'd be excited.
Big mitts, You were talking about before. We moved Caskey from a lineman to a fullback. You know?
He's trimmed down, though.
So you want Baker to trim down before you make him a full-time fullback?
Yeah, I don't.
Okay, he's actually in as a tight end on the left side, I would say. Definitely looks like a running formation. We do hand it to Cram off up the middle. He breaks it, and he breaks the tackle, and he is going to get drugged down from behind after about 5 more yards, and 3 or 4 Bombers. Great run by Cram.
On the carry, number 6, Titus Cram.
We pulled both of those H-backs in the backfield. Really nice job out of Powers kicking out that defensive end, and Mitchell pulling up through the hole, picking up the backer, and that was pretty easy sledding right there for Titus.
Gain of about 31, I think, on the play.
Go to quarter.
And that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter with the Bondurant Ferrara Blue Jays 21, Ballard Bombers 0. Great start for the Blue Jays. As we go into this first quarter, we want to follow up. Thank you to Bird's Nest for sponsoring this broadcast. They great supporters of the Blue Jays, and we look forward to having them all season. Also, shout out to Abby's for giving a great deal on the team dinner for the football team last night, apparently. The parents really appreciated that. I get messages along the way throughout the day of,
Nice.
Yeah. Booster Club, thanks to the Booster Club. If you are not a Booster Club member, you don't have to come to meetings to be a Booster Club member. It really just as a fundraiser to help provide for the athletics department, which includes dance, bowling, archery, football, basketball, wrestling, track, cross country. I'm sure I'm leaving 3 or 4 things out.
Softball, baseball.
Yeah.
But yeah, I usually only go to those meetings when I need something for my track team. But I am a member.
Right, right.
I've paid my dues.
I mean, if you want to be a board member, I can certainly help you become that too. It's not the most exclusive club. They let me be in it. But you also can just be a sponsor. Concession stand duties, they love when people take those.
I did my grilling out tonight.
Appreciate that.
During the freshman game.
I bet that was a little warm.
We at least were in the shade.
As we come out of the end of the quarter break, the darkness has set in at some point. It feels a little bit cooler in here. Still warmer in the box probably than it is outside. Blue Jays will have the ball at the 31-yard line, now heading into the south end zone, which means Garnis better protect his house because if Cram has to kick it, he might hit it.
The way he's kicking the ball right now, he might get it there.
Cram the tailback. Myers split out to the right. 2 fullbacks in there. Caskey back in there, pulling to the right side. Cram follows his lead blockers. Powers knocks a guy down. Cram makes 2 or 3 cuts, and he makes it down to the 11-yard line. Gain of 20 on the play. Great run, great blocking. Good job following his blockers, letting the play develop. Powers takes out the first guy. Somebody with some good downfield blocking. I missed who it was.
It might have been Caskey. Really, really good blocking up front by the Blue Jays. It looked like Ballard was maybe overplaying that loaded up side a little bit and really made him vulnerable on the weak side. We see the same play again.
Run up the middle this time. Cram cuts back forth, up into the 3-2-1, and he's going to be shot just short of the touchdown. Looks like the 1-yard line maybe. So pickup of 10 on the play. Should be first and goal.
Well, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Like I said, I think Ballard is overplaying that loaded up side a little too much, and so the Blue Jays are just countering back the other way with both those H-backs in the backfield, and pretty easy right now for Titus.
Blue Jays have the same formation, Powers and Caskey in the backfield in front of Collison with Cram behind him. Going to hand it to Cram. Cram's going to take off right up the middle, and he's going to score standing up. Well, somebody gave him a shove late, went down, but that's another touchdown. Bondurant, Titus Cram, 1 yard.
That one took a few more plays at least, which is okay. You want to go out there and run some plays and have to get some first downs. Really good execution and good, just overall good physicality right there out of the Blue Jays.
I imagine here for the remainder, at least as long as things continue this way, you'll see much more basic plays, just trying to get all your routine stuff down now.
You definitely don't want to show all your tricks.
And that kick is no good.
If you don't have to.
Right. Showed just enough to make him question some things on tape, but not enough to give it all away, hopefully.
Exactly.
A little bit different this year. The state of Iowa added a Class 5A, so Bondurant has moved up into the 4A class because the biggest 36 are 5A, the next 36 are 4A, so Bondurant for ours fallen into that second tier as a 4A school. Ballard in the next tier at 3A, so we're not all that much different in size, but enough to be a difference in class now.
I don't know what they rank, but somebody told me today I think we're 60th. We're 60th in size in the state of Iowa.
I believe that's right off the Beds numbers that are out there, which makes us one of the, mid to lower part of 4A.
For football, we'll be in the middle. For other classes, we'll be in the upper part of 3A.
Pfaltzgraft to
basketball,
kick off again. Yeah.
Baseball and track.
And a lot of that depends on the co-sourcing between schools and stuff like that.
Look like a young Vanderlyn there.
Landy, the return man off Pfaltzgraft's kick. Jacob Vanderlinden on the tackle at the 18-yard line. There's a flag on the play.
Face mask.
Against the kicking team. Preliminary face mask, so that would bring it out to, about the 33, 32, depending on where they're going with it.
Call a 5-yarder.
A 5-yard. Just kidding. Got you, Grandma. First down, 23-yard line. The Bombers will take over for their fifth drive.
It's got to be their fifth. If we scored 4, they started with it.
Yeah, they started with it, so fifth drive.
Yep.
2 wide receivers to the left, 1 high side to the right, man in motion to the left. Looked like maybe he had a quick start, but Rouse the ball carrier. He's going to get drugged down out of bounds by Powers with the help from some friends. Gain of 4 on the play, looks like maybe.
Cole had a shot at him, or Cole Mitchell had a shot at the line of scrimmage and just missed, but the rest of the Jays do a nice job of pursuing the football. 3-4 yard gain. Again, we'll take that right now.
Yeah.
But I also think if you're Ballard, you'll probably take that right now, too. You want to get a first down and move the ball down the field. Try to experience some success.
Right. Get some momentum going into halftime. There does seem to be a little bit of communication issues, whether they want left side or right side on some of these guys. Motion to the right. Herman's going to take the snap. Play action. Throws it up. Cattell with the reception. Makes the first man miss and is able to weave his way up to the first down. Good reception. Good cut up field by him.
Herman's kind of got an interesting delivery, but the thing I'll say is he gets rid of the ball in a hurry. He doesn't do a full windup.
Yeah.
And so that thing gets out of there pretty fast, and that was a nice throw, accurate.
Which
him on
is
the
key
run.
For those short passes.
Yeah.
I mean,
it doesn't have to look the prettiest. It's just got to be in the right spot.
It's like a basketball player passing the ball, right?
Yeah.
I say that because he's a pretty successful basketball player for the Bombers last season.
Yeah, they played for a state title, right?
Yep. Rouse up the middle, gets stopped for a loss of 2 on the play. Blue Jays weren't having any of that.
Nope, that was a really nice run, Phil. The run game's getting a little bit tougher. Couldn't tell if that was House or Fulton that made the play, but whichever one it was a pretty nice slant and beat their guard. Got in the backfield.
Blue Jays are getting some miscellaneous guys in there, just kind of rotating, making minor adjustments on the rotations. Herman with the play action, react, and try and chase him down. Herman's got to step on him, gets around him, threads a needle, and gets it to Hasig, and they're going to say completed pass just short.
Sticks are moving.
They gave it to him. All right.
Sticks are moving.
That was a nice bootleg rollout.
Now, looking at film, it looks like he's short, but That throw right there, you wouldn't think this kid hadn't been playing quarterback.
Right.
That was a heck of a throw.
Right.
Because we had really good coverage, and he only put it in the spot
and
where
he
it
had
had to be.
pressure on him. Herman going to hand it off up the middle. Little to no gain on the play. Somebody went low. Cole Mitchell went high and flattened him. I think it was Fulton low.
Yeah, tough sledding right now up the middle, I think, for the Bombers. A little bit more traditional defense that we're used to out of the Blue Jays here, not giving up much in the run game.
I think it's Christensen in the backfield now with Herman. 3 receivers to the left. Look for that bubble screen attempt, and they do. Good blocking upfield, and he's going to pick up about 16 or 17. Eiley does. Good lead blocks.
Pretty nice adjustment there out of the Bombers. Normally our free safety comes over and takes the number 3 guy, but they recognize he's not there, so it's zone, and their 2 receivers are able to go put some nice blocks on and create a really nice running lane.
And Barkema and Larson were the defenders over there, and they were it was 2-on-3, and each defender or each receiver took their lead block, and
I kind of wonder if we're going to see a little bit
same
more
thing the other side now.
A little bit more out of that with the Blue Jays.
Meisling going to try and get out there, but Hasek gets to the outside. Good job shedding that block. I think that's Andrew Keith. Gets around him, stops him for a 3-yard gain.
And that's what's going to have to happen against that formation and that play. One of those guys is going to have to win their battle and go up and make the tackle. Easier said than done, but that's what's going to have to take place.
And you can give up the 3. That's not a big deal.
Keep them in front of you. I think the Blue Jays probably are going to play a little bit safer normally. We're cover 0 man-to-man. We're seeing a little bit of zone here because of the situation, which could be good practice for them. They might need that down the road anyway.
Looks like we split Everett out now over that other receiver on the other side. Hasek coming across in motion. Larson chasing him down. Herman drops back, throws it deep, way too deep. And Burt almost has the interception. Had his hands on it, hitting himself because he missed it, but tried the Willie Mays style catch.
Yeah, that one looked a little bit more like an uncomfortable throw. Wasn't for sure on the defensive read. In his defense, he really didn't have anybody open either.
Now, a dangerous pass when there's 4 defenders there, but at that point, I don't know, you almost need to just tuck it and run.
Throw it at the feet so nobody can catch it.
2 left, 2 right for the receivers for the Bombers. Hasek in motion again. White chasing him down this time. Herman looking to pass. Screen. Ball's incomplete. Christensen, the intended receiver.
I really don't think that's where they wanted to go with the football. I think it's the wide receiver that's coming in that he wants to throw it to. But he's covered up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they want to throw it in here.
You think it was the underneath 21,
I think
Eiley?
they wanted to go to Eiley.
Okay. Either way, going to bring up 4th and 7 here for the Bombers. They're going to go for it. At the 35-yard line, big opportunity for a stop for the Blue Jays.
Missing a guy, going to need a timeout.
Blue Jays?
Nope.
Bombers.
Bombers are.
Oh, there you go. Okay. The white hat's right between the crossbar for me, so.
I'll give a little shout out to my middle child, Graham, and it is his birthday today, his 10th birthday. So he gets to celebrate with a little high school football game.
There you go. Celebrate by getting Dad out of the house.
Yeah. We hit up a little Pizza Ranch buffet last night.
There you go. It's exciting. Well, happy birthday. Cake and ice cream for everybody at Gibson's house afterwards, no?
I don't know. I didn't get any.
Oh, well.
So that'll depend on his mom.
Well, she probably didn't bring cake and ice cream for 2,000, so.
We're doing the party next weekend.
Oh, okay.
Well, what are the Bombers going to run here for 4th and 7 play?
I mean, it's a little bit long to do a traditional run play. You couldn't have some success with a draw play, maybe.
They did run the draw earlier.
Outside.
That quick slant that they ran, that was pretty good.
After the Bombers timeout, They have it 4th and 7.
I mean,
the bubble screen is possible.
I'm hesitant with the draw just because you really need to get this first down. I feel like you got to pass. Maybe it's a passing play we haven't seen yet. Man in motion coming near side. That's Eiley.
Jays are playing man.
And Herman drops back, throws it. Reception, makes the first man miss, but I don't think he's got enough to make the second man miss. Landy with the reception. Was that Powers that came up and met him?
John didn't give him an inch there. He wrapped him up, hit him really solid, and just wasn't going to go anywhere.
Not a bad play call. They had a man open in space, and they were just counting on him to be able to make something happen. Now, it was 10 yards he needed to make happen. That's tough, but
I think they wanted to go downfield, but there was just nobody open, and so they went underneath. He had some running room. Sometimes guys got to make plays, and he just came up a little bit short.
I mean,
John did a nice job.
He made one miss. He just good flow from the defense for the Blue Jays. Burt was the other man coming up to make that stop with Powers.
And right now, Bombers are just hoping for a stop. They haven't really came close to getting a defensive stop. Gave up 3 touchdowns on 4 plays on the first 3 drives.
Cram man in motion, takes the handoff, runs near side, and Bombers take a good job stopping that. I never feel great when you see the running back spinning like that, but he pops back up. We're okay. Good tackle there. Jack Nelson looked like he was leading the charge on that with some help from Calvert.
Yeah, much better job there out of the Bombers. Containing Titus there. Brings up a 2nd and long.
Also about 3 on the play. Meyer near side. Cram, Burt, and Mitchell left side. Throwing it to Meyer one-on-one. Ball is low, incomplete.
Normally Colby's money on that pass. He just threw it a little bit low. As a quick hitter, gives Meyer that opportunity to make one guy miss. We know he's pretty shifty and really hard to bring down. He's a tough matchup for a corner.
Yeah. Now Calvert's matched up on him. He was one of their leading tacklers, I believe, last year. So it's a good matchup. Mitchell and Burt near side. Cram in the slot. Meyer on the high side. Caskey in the backfield with Collison looking to pass.
Screen to Caskey.
Caskey gets, 5 on the play before everybody has a party in the middle.
They must have saw that one last week in the scrimmage.
Yeah.
We used Mitchell, 4 or 5 times last week with some screens and some dives.
It was a safe play. I mean,
yeah, I don't think Bondurant was too worried about getting the first down. If it happened, great. If not, we'll punt. We'll play defense.
John Powers going to make his inaugural appearance as the punter position. Snap is up. Good. High kick. Calvert's going to let it bounce, and it's going to hit a Bondurant player
at the 40-yard line.
I think they're going to say the 39. Burt was coming down on coverage. That ball landed right in front of him and bounced off his chest, which is fine because I don't know that it wasn't going to bounce backwards anyway.
I would agree.
So Bombers will take over with the 39-yard line. 6:08 remaining here in the second quarter. Bondurant for our 27, Ballard 0.
Well, if you're Ballard, obviously you want to put some kind of drive together where you go down and score, get a little bit of momentum going into halftime. And if you're the Blue Jays, you just want to keep this thing the way it is, maybe get a defensive turnover.
You might default back, and they got Christensen back there, might default back to trying to pound it uphill and get back to who you thought maybe you were as a team instead of trying to catch up right now. Christensen up the middle, makes the first guy miss, spins off. Cram and Reha meet him about 3 or 4 yards downfield. Looks like you're going to give him 5 on the play.
And when they play a lesser team, they are going to have quite a bit of success running the football.
Yeah.
They got a really good offensive line, it looks like. That running back is pretty good. Once Herman gets a little bit more comfortable, I think he'll be good running the football, maybe running some of those zone read type of plays, pulling it and tucking.
2nd and 5 here. Herman takes a snap. Christensen up the middle and is met in the backfield by, was that Meisland that met him first there?
It's either him or Powers.
So they're going to gain a yard on the play, but good defense by the Blue Jays.
And the thing you'll say about him, that pile almost always goes forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
He's
Meisland.
a hammer. Well, and the other thing you're going to get being in 3A is you're going to have a good portion of your opponents that aren't going to be super deep on linemen. And so I imagine Ballard is going to be bigger than most of the teams they play from the line perspective.
Most of those teams will still be playing a lot of guys both ways.
Herman rolling out. Reha with the pressure. Herman makes him miss. Reha coming around from behind. Gets a hand on it, but the ball is away and completed. Cram makes the tackle. I can't quite tell who the reception was.
And that's where just being a good athlete comes into play.
Yeah.
His lack of experience is negated by his ability to make guys miss, because that first move was pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't think Reha was expecting that.
No. And Riak almost got him. I think he even got a hand on his arm.
I mean, he brought him down. He brought him down from behind, but was a little bit late.
Miller was the one with the reception. Picks up a first down. 39-yard line now for the Bombers. Eiley with the ball. Larson gives a little spin around, brings him down for back to the line of scrimmage, it looks like we're going to say.
Eli was definitely anticipating that play, and the Bombers receivers just kind of olayed on the block there, and pretty good tackle out of Eli. Nice job making a no gain. They've seen that play enough that I don't know how much success that's going to have anymore.
Right. Second and 11 on the play. Herman takes a snap, hands it off to Christensen, goes right side. Meisland Cram powers there to bring him down. He picks up 7, I think, on the play. Good run.
Again, Ballard pulls that GT, pull guard and tackle. A good kick out and pull up through with Crow. I think if you're a linebacker, you don't really want to see Crow pulling up to you.
No.
And then you got Christensen running the ball. That he's hard to bring down.
Yeah. He's a big kid. I think he's closer to the 210 than the 160. So
he's running like it.
He's going to be one of those guys that in 4 or 5 weeks we're going to see that he had a 250-yard game with 6 touchdowns. And we're like, yep.
Definitely possible.
So, nice pass to Cattell. Cattell takes the slant and goes all the way into the end zone for a touchdown. 34 yards on the play.
We saw that play earlier. That was about a 5 or 6 yard gain. That time he was able to break the tackle and run to pay dirt right there. Again, it's an awkward delivery, but he gets it there so quick,
right.
And it was super accurate. That's all you can ask for.
Yeah, just an athlete being an athlete right there, right?
Yep. Eli had a shot at him, just couldn't quite get there.
Kick is up. Kick looks like it is good. Okay. That was Connor Utley on the kick. That gives the Bombers 7 points on the game, 27 for the Blue Jays, 2:44 on the clock remaining in the first half.
Well, we'll see how the Blue Jays respond. We got 2 minutes and 44 seconds. They can come out, run the football, and go to half, or come out and try to get in the end zone. I have a feeling they're going to try to come out and get at least one first down and then try to go score the football.
Yeah? I was thinking that they probably would be more conservative, so I guess we're on opposite sides on this one. So we'll see what happens.
You don't want to go into halftime just giving up a touchdown. You want to go in scoring the touchdown.
Sure.
I think the way this first half has gone, we've shown that we've got big playability against them. You got to take a shot at it, I think.
Okay.
At some point.
I was also wrong because Meyer is back there with Barkema and Fuller for the kick return. We'll see how Utley's kickoff goes here.
We'll see if the wind is behind his back a little bit.
It is pushing towards the direction of Nolan Meyer. Just a shot in the dark. It is going his way. Meyer's going to field it at the 5.
A little bit of a seam.
He's got one. He's got a step. He's got the kicker to beat. He's got the kicker beat. He's at the 50. He's at the 40. He's got a man chasing him, and he's going to get drugged down at the 26-yard line. Almost took that one to the house as well. Have a game, Nolan Meyer.
Well, I think that answers our question if they're going to try to score the football or not.
It definitely changes the dynamic. So gain of 69 yards on the play, on the kick return.
Well, he just about added the return to the throwing, running, and catching a touchdown. Doesn't happen very often.
No, it's hard to get that trifecta.
Well, it's hard to get those three and then throw in a return.
Yeah.
Makes it really hard.
Is that the golden sombrero? No, that's a bad thing.
Got a little overload to the right.
Cram with the sweep. Takes it up to the 18. Gain of 8 on the play.
Yeah, it looks like about 7 yards. Kind of gives that initial look of, hey, it's going to be jet sweep, but really it turns into power. Really nice blocking out of the Blue Jays, creating a nice seam up the middle.
Just over 2 minutes on the clock. Kasky in the backfield with Collison. Burt and Cram to the left, and Collison's going to roll out to the left, looking to pass, and just a little bit too far outside of Burt. Little miscommunication, I think, on where that route was going between the two of them.
Well, and we get that rolling out to your left. We saw this a little bit last week, and I really like getting him outside the pocket. He's a good athlete and a good thrower. Sometimes running to that left side is a little bit of a hard throw for the righty, and I don't know if that played a factor in it or if it was just a miscommunication on what route was going to be ran or at what depth.
And we haven't thrown a whole lot this game.
Well, yeah, he hasn't really found a rhythm because he hasn't thrown the ball.
Cram takes the handoff, trying to get around the outside, makes a man miss, and does get the corner, gets to the 10-yard line. Flag on the play.
Flag on the field.
I don't know if that's going to be
Holding against the Blue Jays. So third down.
Might be on Meislin. He was kind of the one. Nope, it's not.
Right there. So we're going to take it back to we're still marching, and we're going to take it back to the 32-yard line. So it's going to be 17 yards to go.
Definitely throws a little bit of a wrinkle in things.
16 yards to go, I guess. Or got to get to the 16.
Like to see Titus get the football in space here, him or Meyer.
Collison looking to pass, rolling out to the left again, throws it to Bird again, that same play, not able to come up with the reception. It's going to bring up fourth down.
That's that smash combination where you get that hitch or outside route out of your outside receiver, and you got Titus running the flag route. Would have kind of liked to seen him just throw it up there, and let's see if he can go get it. With the down and distance being what it was.
So now 4th and 16 to go with 1:31. Blue Jays are going to take a timeout. Yeah, it's one of those things, too, where, Burt hasn't necessarily been a big receiving weapon in the past couple years, so they're probably trying to get him some opportunities to get comfortable because he's got the speed to be a big weapon if he gets open.
Yeah, and Ballard had really nice coverage there.
Yep.
There wasn't he might have been able to haul that in, but he definitely wasn't going anywhere. So we got 4th and 16. I call a timeout. I got a feeling we're going to go for it.
I would think so. I don't think we feel great kicking into the wind from here.
Well, we're not going to kick field goal. I also don't think we're too concerned about their ability to go down and score in a minute and a half.
Well, and there's just not that much advantage to be had on a punt from here.
No. You could possibly, if you're able to put it inside the 10, that would be good, but there's no guarantee with that.
But also, let's not pretend our punter spends a ton of practice time punting.
Probably not.
I mean, his first and foremost a linebacker and a fullback.
He probably spends more time on takedowns than he does punting.
Collison looking to pass, has time, and he's just going to take it and run and go. Just kidding, he's not going out of bounds. Ends up taking a hit, loses the helmet. Coach might tell him maybe that wasn't the best move later on and just go ahead and
I think
go down.
If they could redo that wouldn't have happened because he definitely took a shot. His helmet went flying. He's got to be willing to get out of bounds here. You're not close to the first down. No reason to take an unnecessary hit there.
ball's going to be taken over at the 21. You were still 5 yards short at that point. I mean,
because he goes out, that really does kind of change your dynamic. Obviously, Nolan can go in and play, but then you take him out of wide receiver.
Right.
So you don't want to see that happen.
Right. I mean, don't get me wrong. Nolan has a very good quarterback rating right now with the 1-for-1 with 81 yards and a touchdown, but it's not exactly the route you want to go. And Bombers are going to hand it off to Christensen up the middle, taken down at the 23. Reha came in to clean up and push him forward a couple yards.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see much.
No, I think you're going to take the clock down.
We could maybe see a short pass like that slant that we've seen. They've been pretty successful on that. But I think we'll get one more run here, and that might be it.
Brings up 2nd and 8 for the Bombers.
And got a little confusion on who should be on the field. Miller was coming off, going on, ends up staying on the field.
Well, they got 12. I don't know if that's a time. If they broke the huddle with 12, should have been a penalty.
Yeah, there you go. So they are going to throw one.
Flag on the field.
I mean, technically they didn't break the huddle with 12 because he wasn't in the huddle, but he came on afterwards.
Then that shouldn't be a penalty then. You got to break the huddle with 12. You
Well,
could have 12 guys out there.
But if you had the other guy on the field coming towards the huddle when you break the huddle, I don't know how you count that.
Well, we're gonna see here, I guess. Yep, they are going to call it illegal participation. Yeah. I think that was a coach's flag.
Yeah, probably.
Because usually that only comes from the head official.
Yeah.
Is breaking the huddle with 12.
5-yard penalty brings up 2nd and 13 for the Bombers.
I think our sideline must have let him know that he missed it.
Yeah, could be. So now we're going to wind the clock here under 35 seconds, 2nd and 12 at the 18-yard line. I imagine you're going to draw a play right up the middle with Christensen, and unless he breaks it to the house, it's done.
Yeah, I would almost even just take a knee and call it good.
We're burning all the play clock off, which is a little interesting.
Okay, going to take a 5-yard penalty. Oh, maybe they get a timeout. They got a timeout.
We did call it, or not we. The Bombers called a timeout with 12 seconds left. I'm not entirely sure what the logic was, if they thought we were going to start utilizing timeouts if we didn't, or if we stopped them. I don't think that's what we would have done, but it's possible.
Might just be a coaching point of the situation and what to do and what not to do. Obviously, the last thing you want to do is turn the ball over here.
Absolutely. This far in the end zone, you got a chance to make something happen if you do get the ball. So
that's why I would almost see them just take a knee with the quarterback, but they might hand the football off.
See, Coach Dobish giving Collison a little talk there, maybe giving him some advice about, hey, we don't need you getting hit.
Get out of bounds. My man Tony Nickel told me that tomorrow will be the last day they're selling sweet corn across the fire station there. Some Humphrey sweet corn if you need one last batch.
Don't be scared if it's Mason out there. He's got long curly hair, but he's actually a nice kid.
Mama don't bite.
After the timeout, Bombers have it 2nd and 13.
Ball going to be snapped with 12 seconds on the clock. Herman and hands it off to Christensen. Christensen going to follow a couple blockers. Gets about 4 or 5 on the play. Everybody's getting up. Everybody's coming off.
Everybody's ready to go to halftime.
Everybody's ready to go to halftime. So at the half, Bondurant for our Bluejays 27, Ballard Bombers 7. We'll have a 15-minute halftime here. We'll have the band will be playing at the half. I think we have the dance team probably performing at the half. So as those things happen, we'll stop talking and let the audience enjoy people with actual talent instead of us.
Can't drop much of a better half for the Blue Jays there, especially the start. Scoring 3 touchdowns, on the first 3 drives in 4 plays. You can't get much more efficient than that. Maybe didn't end the way that they wanted to, giving up that touchdown to the Bombers, but overall, excellent first half out of the Blue Jays. You got any stats for us over there, or?
Well, sure. I mean, I believe the number's still 195 for Meyer from the
rushing,
receiving, throwing. You add in a 69-yard return, because I don't remember. Did he have any punt return yards? He might be at
maybe
200 and
he caught it and ran out of bounds.
I'm going to say 264 total yards.
All-purpose yards. That's pretty.
We're going to step aside now, let you guys enjoy the dance squad. The, I believe, state champ.
Irene Hollishead and team is coached.
No pressure.
Come on around for our dance team. Now entering the field for their first halftime performance of the year. Bluejays marching band. Their 2021 entitled Round. Tonight, 106 members of the Bluejays marching band perform the first song of their show, and the end of their performance, the school song.
I'm waiting for them to get the card spot, and then I'm going to try to get in front of the instruments. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Drum majors, Ethan Osborne, Garrett Jones, and Eden Mullen. Is the band ready? Ladies and gentlemen, the Bluejay Pride Marching Band. Bluejay Pride Marching Band. 26-member Bluejay Pride marching band will perform at all 4 remaining home games. They had 4 competitions this year. The band worked through 40 hours of camp and is excited to share more of their show next week at a home game on September 17th. Being a member of the Fine Arts Boosters is a great way to show the support of the band and all the arts organizations at Bonnaroo for all. More information can be found on the school's website. The band is under the direction
All right, welcome back to the second half of this varsity football game between the Blue Jays and the Bombers. Coming out of halftime, the Blue Jays have a 27-7 lead and will be receiving the ball. Pretty solid first half there by the Blue Jays. A few stats for you. Collison, I think 2 for 5, 72 yards and a touchdown. Nolan Meyer, 1 for 1, 81 yards and a touchdown passing. Titus Cram, 6 rushes, 67 yards and a touchdown. Nolan Meyer, 1 rush, 47 yards and a touchdown. Receiving, Nolan Meyer, 1 reception, 67 yards and a touchdown. That was a kind of a theme of him scoring touchdowns. 1 reception, 81 yards for Cram, as Meyer brings it out to the 25 on the return. Caskey also got a reception in there on a screen pass.
It's going to be interesting to see how the Jays respond and come out here offensively. Is it going to be some of those big hitters that they had at the beginning of the game, or is it going to be more of our traditional ground and pound, try to get some first downs, move the chains, and get the clock running?
I'd kind of like to see a slower drive here if you can get some momentum and just, take 5-6 yards at a time. Kind of get the momentum clearly back in your side. Cram, the motion man, takes the handoff, trying to get to the high side of the field. Caskey with the lead block.
Oh.
Somebody came up and laid a wallop. Is that
wow.
nine or 8? 8 is Jaden Swain. That is 8.
Stopped in the backfield by number 8.
He closed hard.
That was a heck of a play out of him. I don't think Titus was expecting that.
No.
Definitely took him off guard. Good job out of the Bombers stretching that play to the sideline.
And if you're a Bomber, that's exactly the type of momentum you need to have coming out of halftime, because you got a long ways to go and you need to find some momentum quick. Cram slot to the right side. Jet sweep coming the other way now was Sam Fuller. Collison looks to pass, hits Cram over the middle. Cram to the 50, tuck that ball in, sir. 40-yard line down to the 38.
Really, really nice play call for what the Bombers are giving them. You've basically got 2 guys over Titus, but the one guy on the bottom goes for the jet sweep. Safety jumps too far outside. Super easy pass for Collison right up the middle.
That was a gain of about 38 on the play. Ball at the 39-yard line here. Caskey in the backfield next to Collison. Cram the man in motion now. He takes the handoff, goes up the middle. And another great tackle by Jaden Swain. Swain showing up in the second half. I don't recall saying his name in the first half, so.
Maybe he didn't play in the first half because he's making his presence felt very quickly here in the second half. That was the kind of looked like jet sweep, and then they turned it into the power play. Yep. But, again, Swain was there to make the play. They added that towards the end of the season last year, which I thought was a good wrinkle.
Yeah. Gain of 3 on the play still. 2nd and 7. Not a bad run. Cram man in motion. Going to fake it. Throws it backside to Meyer. Meyer's going to make the reception. Gain of probably 3 on the play.
Kind of a similar play that Ballard scored on. We run that play fake and then hit him on a slant. His was a little bit more of a really short dig straight down the line.
Yeah, he wasn't really slanting upfield. He was coming straight across, which either way I like the idea because you're drawing that momentum with that jet sweep and then you're hitting somebody on the backside. Bomber did a good job of staying home on that.
We've talked about that with the jet sweep. You have to have something that counters back the other way. We saw last week play action with a tight end or a slot guy that rolled back across the action. And right there was just a throw to Meyer. Probably setting up maybe another play later on where he's going to go a little bit deeper.
And some activity. Blue Jays seem to think that the Bombers were the ones that had the false start. But I don't
know if the referees know. They're not sure.
There was definitely some activity.
There's no signal. We're going to talk about
I
it.
think the Bomber went first, and it was. So that's going to be a 5-yard penalty. The Bombers had a blitz set up and just got there early. So that's going to be a first down for the Blue Jays. 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line. Meyer split to the left. Caskey and Powers in at fullback. Collison looks to pass out to Meyer. Meyer makes a catch, makes a move, and picks up 8 on the play. Good grab, 1 cut, and get forward.
Like we mentioned earlier, he's a really difficult guard for one guy because if he catches it, he's extremely difficult to tackle. He's got that ability to beat you over the top, so you do have to give him a little bit of space. And that was a really nice throw out of Colby. Put it right on him.
I guess it's a gain of 7 on the play. 2nd and 3. Handoff to Cram. Cram cuts to the right side. Jaden Swain. Swain is keying Titus Cram, it looks like, and he's ready.
I'm really starting to think he didn't play the first half. He's definitely made. That's the third very nice play that he's had in this half already. Or maybe he's seen the play, he's reacting to what he sees, and
you know, sometimes you get, you know, early in the season you got an upperclassman that has the job, and it just isn't working out that game. And
yeah, at this juncture, I think you give it a shot if you got somebody else.
Collison throws it deep to Meyer. Meyer's going to be not quite able to get there. Collison had some room to run if he wanted to, but he went and looked for the pass, and Meyer had his guy beat. It was just out of reach.
Looks like we got a penalty on the Bombers here, maybe.
Where are you seeing that flag?
Well, I guess maybe not. The Blue Jays were pointing at the Bombers like there was a flag, but
maybe they were just saying they wanted to go for it.
Yeah, let's do it. That's exactly what they were doing.
4th and 5.
Which we should.
So you got 4th and 5. You got Caskey in the backfield.
Wouldn't surprise me a little jet sweep action this way. Ooh.
And that's going to be a false start on Caskey.
You know, he's had a couple of those tonight that he's gotten away with, I felt like, and that one he just leaned a little too much.
Meyer was the quarterback in the play on that one. But we're going to see if that's still the idea. It's going to be 4th and 10. You're at the 28-yard line. You're still going for it. It just might change the play call a little bit.
Yeah, that looked like it was going to be QB lead right there. Snap to Meyer and Caskey lead up through the hole.
Collison probably going to come back out and center up on quarterback.
I would think so.
I think he was split out to the side on that one.
You know, and the thing about him going out to wide receiver, it's not like you can just leave him alone.
Throw it to him, yeah.
No, he's an athlete as well in a tall target, so that's tough to defend for sure.
He averaged, what, 9 rebounds a game or something like that? Yeah, he's definitely a weapon on if you wanted to throw one to him. Collison looking to throw it deep. Hits Meyer. Meyer on the comeback. Gets out of bounds. First down.
That route right there, the comeback is the most difficult route to guard as a corner, especially when you're playing man-to-man. Make it look like they're running you off deep. And then hard break to the outside, and it takes a perfect throw, and that's what Colby did. He put it right on the money.
Meyer had the fade look going and then just planted his foot, came back, and Collison had it on the money. Great route, great pass, and done good job just getting out of bounds, avoiding the hit. Collison's going to hand it off to Cram. Cram up the middle. Jaden Swain stops him for no gain.
It's almost like he knows where the play's going. Now, he might be down, which that will change their defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is him that's down.
It does look like it.
Really disappointing for Ballard because, man, he has made an impact.
He came out with some fire in the second half, absolutely. Looks like maybe they're looking at it like it might just be a cramp. Hopefully that's all it is.
Surprisingly, I think that's really about the first one we've seen. There maybe have been some people on the sidelines that we didn't notice out on the field, but that's the first time I think we've stopped the game for a cramp.
Right. Well, and we talked about that earlier, and I said the freshman game really didn't have any either, which is hot as it's been. It was surprising that we get all the way into the third quarter before we have our first issue with it. But
well, I'm sure that the coaches have been emphasizing that you need to be drinking plenty of fluids this week, and maybe the guys listened.
Not just the coaches, but I know our athletic trainer, Sarah Moss, has had some messages she's posted out there about staying hydrated. We love to mention Sarah on all these broadcasts because she's such an important part of the Bondurant athletic department. Way too many players have probably spent way too much time with her, but she does a good job getting them back on the field or court or pitch or what Matt. Yeah, whatever route you want to go.
After the official's timeout, the Blue Jays
So we're going to have 2nd and 10. Swain did walk off, so it does look like it's probably just a cramp.
He'll be back shortly, I'm sure.
Blue Jays going to set up Caskey to the right of Collison, Cram in the backfield. And we're going to have a flag. We were going to do a little pitch out to Cram and see if we could get some space, but we got it.
I think it was Caskey again.
Yeah, based off his hands up, it was definitely.
Yep. Let's take a look here on the replay. That one was very subtle. Not sure he was going forward. He can be moving laterally.
5-yard penalty.
And it had a little bit of a lean, and I think at this point maybe the other team's coach said something about him being in motion, and now they're keeping an eye on him.
Same play. Oh.
No play action. Throws it deep, and that is Sam Fuller open in the end zone from Coley Collison for a touchdown. That's a 25-yard touchdown. Collison to Fuller.
And I honestly think he might have had his choice here. I think they both were pretty darn open.
I got to say, I really like that play call because it looked like they were going right back to the play they just tried, but instead they play actioned that, and the receiver coming back across the backside was wide open. Collison took his time, put it right on the money. Touchdown, Blue Jays.
Ooh, that was dangerous right there. Titus just kicked it through and kind of got undercut. Probably should have been a flag.
And he's limping.
Yeah, probably should have been a flag on the Bombers there. Definitely not legal.
Yeah, way after the kick. Kick is good. Blue Jays 34, Bombers 7. And trying to think, where is Mr. Titus? He's standing next to coach, so he didn't even get any attention from the trainer. So he must have felt fine right away. Maybe he's walking it out now. Falsgraf in for the kick. We're going to huddle up before the kickoff. Coach Hooper getting his push-ups in.
Maybe we should think about that.
You want me to get some push-ups in?
I know I could use some.
Every time I touch this board, somebody gets mad.
True. We've been getting yelled at by Mr. Seidel.
Falsgraf back to kick. 7:15 on the clock here in the third quarter. Kick is up. Kick is low. Squib kick fielded by Christensen. He's cutting back and forth, and he's going to get brought down at the 37. Caleb Moore with the high tackle with some help on the bottom. And now, Bombers had a guy that was kind of limping off, but he picked it up. He was good to go. That was Troy Vasey. So 37-yard line here for the Bombers.
Trying to see if I could get some updates on some other scores around the state, but I'm struggling.
Christensen in the backfield behind Herman. Handoff up the middle, and Meislin sheds a block. Burt comes up to help. Good stiff arm, forearm really shiver from Christensen into Meislin. But Meislin wasn't going to let go either.
There's no doubt he is a strong, tough kid. He really delivers a blow here.
Brings up 2nd and 9 for the Bombers.
But really good job out of the Jays to limit the run to 1 yard there.
So 2nd and 9 on the play. Bombers get the ball out. That's number 9. That's Miller again.
That play will be effective against a lot of teams. Not very many have a Reha that can run that thing down like he did. Most linebackers, defensive ends would be out of the play, wouldn't even be a consideration. Excellent effort out of him.
Reha's the type of guy that after practice he goes and runs a couple miles. He's just crazy like that. Herman bootleg out. Throws it deep. Underthrows. That was Hasig on the intended target. Meyer had good defense on it, and
they had a shot at that one. He just kind of underthrew a little bit. Same thing with some of the Collison throws. I think that roll to your left is a little bit of a challenge. Couldn't quite get enough into it. Nice job out of the Jays. Get a quick 3 and out.
Still going to be Meyer and Barkema back as return men. 5:42 on the clock. Kick is up. Kick is high. Kick is going to be fair caught at the 18-yard line. It was kind of funny because Meyer started a fair catch signal, and then it was coming right to Barkema, and he's like, hey, you want to call a fair catch? Or?
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen both returners call fair catch, but it happened there.
It's a decoy.
So I think right now, if you're the Jays, obviously you're in control here. If there's a couple plays you haven't ran that you want to see, maybe you put that in. Maybe get some of those backups in that you think are pushing for varsity time. Let them compete against Ballard's varsity. And ultimately, you want to make sure everybody gets out of here injury-free.
Right.
That's kind of the big thing right now. The game's pretty much all in hand. Just don't get anybody hurt.
And that's where you get a little bit interesting because we talked about it would have been a Cram and Porter Smith backfield, but here in at tailback is a sophomore, number 2, Caleb Moore, making his first probable carry here. Pitch out from Collison. Moore cuts it back up inside. Back to the line of scrimmage probably.
And I really like seeing the young kid get a carry here with the varsity offensive line, not getting thrown to the wolves where you sub everybody in and then now all of a sudden your JV's going against our varsity. And
right.
It's not a fair fight.
Right.
Allow him to get some confidence because if it does take a little while for Porter to get back, you might have to call on him a little bit to get a couple carries here and there.
Moore not as quick probably as Cram, but definitely runs with some anger out here.
He's sturdy.
Fake jet sweep. Meyer's going to keep it, tries to get outside, cuts back and forth. No gain on the play. Stover thought he had him for a loss. Didn't really get much farther than that. Bombers have a player down.
Yeah, he just kind of fell backwards out in the middle of the field. Wasn't really around anybody.
Nolan Meyer brought down the play by number 13, Blake Stover, number 55, Jack Nielsen.
Can't quite see it on a replay. He's out of the screen. Looks like another cramp though.
Yeah.
I did not see Swain back out on the field there.
No. I mean, I do think there's probably a good bet that it was just the cramping up, but that doesn't always result in a quick recovery.
No, usually once you get that, it's not going away.
Yeah.
Not till you get some more fluids in you. So what we got here? 3rd and 9. Probably another good opportunity to see Colby throw the ball down the field.
Yeah, that's probably a fair bet. I'm not sure the play action is going to be quite as effective with the younger tailback in there, but
no, I have a feeling it'll be something to Meyer. Could be a quick one, and let's see if Meyer can break a tackle or two. Maybe see if Burt can run by somebody. Let's see, that's 11. Landy, he's walking off the field at least.
Yeah,
he's gimpy.
That cramp can linger for a while. More out on the field again.
39.
Meyer and Collison both out there. Collison behind center. Moore to his left, Caskey to his right. Meyer split right, and
I'm guessing Meyer
Fuller
down here
is
at the bottom.
Split left. Meyer on that comeback play again. Catches it. Looks like it's going to be a first down. Did a great job getting just 2 yards past the sticks and then coming back. Great route. Collison, good job putting it right on the money. Great play.
Yeah, he did a really nice job of selling the go route. It looked like the corner was going to kind of sit on it at first, but then he really sold it, got him to get out of his break. And pretty easy pitch and catch right there. Very nice physical run there out of Moore. Lowering the shoulder, pretty good blocking up front. Doesn't get touched for about 5 or 6 yards and picks up almost 9.
There you go. Yep, just right up the gut. Good blocking. And we're going to have a timeout. Bombers. 3:47 left in the third quarter. It's going to be 2nd and 1 when we come out of this timeout. As the cheerleaders do a little jump around, bring you back to the early 1990s of House of Pain.
Well, a lot for the Jays to jump around about tonight. Very, very explosive offense to start the game. We've been pretty consistent since then. I have a feeling that we'll probably stay pretty bread and butter right here and just run the football most of the way out.
Yeah, that's probably fair. You know, what we've seen so far is at this point, Collison and Meyer have kind of rotated quarterbacks. I don't think your backup quarterback technically is Meyer, so it'll be interesting to see if we get somebody else in here at quarterback in a little bit. Again, there's a balance to be had of making sure you're playing it safe, but it's not too safe that nobody gets injured. Good burst by Moore through the middle, gain of about 5 on the play. He saw the hole and hit the hole, didn't mess around with it.
Yeah, he might be our best downhill runner. He definitely brings something different to the table than our other 2 running backs. He really is straightforward. He's not trying to make guys miss.
Nope.
He's enjoying the contact.
Well, you called him a lineman earlier, I think, and that's what we know about linemen is they like to hit.
Yeah, last week I said when he was in 7th grade he was destined to be a guard.
Meyer, play action, takes it up the middle, makes a man miss. He's off now. 24-yard gain on the play. Thought he had a shot at breaking it. Great run.
Very close. Really nice job again up front. But we do a good job of selling that fake, get enough guys to bite to the outside, and really do a nice job of creating a lane right up the middle. Pull Harms around from the right guard spot.
Collison now back, handed off to Moore up the middle. Moore 5, 10, 8 yards on the play. Good run up the middle, just slingshot right through the middle.
I definitely think we're seeing a Ballard team that's either wearing down or maybe a little bit demoralized because right now we're just really blowing them off the football.
Yeah.
And Moore is punishing them running the football.
Cram going back in there now.
I'm sure they're really excited to see that.
Yeah, absolutely, because, you know, when you lose a kid like Porter Smith, even for a few games, it definitely can have an impact. Moore can give you some quality reps, it looks like, and that'll be really helpful as a team. Cram gets the pitch out, trying to get to the edge, and spins back to the middle. And blow that whistle, please. Thank you.
It's a really nice job out of the Stover kid, pursuing hard from the inside. Not for sure who sealed the edge there. 10, I think. Yep, 10. He also lost his helmet, Colby Calvert. Should have to come off for a play.
And he looks like he's heading off for a play.
Not for sure how he lost his helmet in that. He wasn't running the football. We'll see if this is where you attack the guy they just bring in.
Right. So you're looking at Meyer right here because that's the guy who just got replaced. Meyer split out to the right.
Hey, come on in, and you got to guard their best wide receiver.
Cram gets in motion, cuts it back up the middle. Not a lot of places to go. Fell kind of backwards, but I think he got looks like the official on the far side is marking him a yard short.
Couldn't tell if that was 65 or 55.
On the carry, number 6, Titus Cram.
So we're going to bring up 4th and 1.
55, yeah, that was a really nice play out of him. Just grabbed some ankles and held on.
So Moore going back in, Cram coming out. With 4th and 1, I almost wonder if this is a Meyer Wildcat spot versus a Collison play.
Could be. Or we might just give it to Caleb Moore.
Collison is in the backfield. Moore behind him, and hard. That was
it's nobody's play.
Hard snap.
First down.
Hard count. Gets the first down. So both my ideas didn't work.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one. You don't have to really do much.
1st and 10, Blue Jays.
Don't even have to block.
Just have to stand there.
Yep.
You're going to have 1st and 10, 18-yard line for the Blue Jays. Under a minute here in the third quarter. Blue Jays feeling like they're in a good spot, up 34-7. Hoping to try to punch this one in on this drive and really kind of set it towards the end. Caleb Moore gets the fake jet sweep. Collison looking to pass. Myers open in the end zone, and he comes down with it.
I don't know if I'd call that open.
Well, when I said it, I felt like he was. Then the throw was a little later.
It was pretty good coverage. It was a really good throw and a heck of a catch.
And it looked like Meyer just kind of mossed him.
He did go up and over him to get it. Really nice play.
18 yards on that one. Third touchdown of the game for Collison. And fourth for Meyer.
We are calling a timeout here. I wonder if they're thinking about going for two.
So we got a 35-point rule where it goes to a running clock if you have a 35-point lead. We are currently up by 23. Or 33,
The only thing I'll say about that, when you do that, the clock goes really fast and you get the game over with, but you have a really hard time getting those other guys in the game when you could. And so I'll be surprised if we go for two, but if we do, then so be it. Get the game over with and get out of here healthy.
Yep. Meyer having a big all-around game, that's for sure.
We knew he would be a major factor. Just his versatility makes him super tough.
Yeah. And I mean, we've seen it in so many different ways so far tonight. And between him and Cram and Collison dropping back there to pass, I mean, we have some weapons. We knew we did. But
we could line him up at running back if we needed to. I mean, it doesn't really matter. He could play any of the skill positions.
So we are going for two. Collison in the backfield, Moore behind him. And we're going to try and give it to Moore right up the gut, and he is not going to get there. So conversion is no good. 40-7 is the score right now. Not a huge risk there, I suppose, whether you're up by 33 or 34.
Nope.
It definitely makes a difference if you're up by 35. So, not a big criticism of that call in any way.
No, it looks like Kell Crow got his big paws on him there, and Moore runs hard, but I think if he gets your paws on you, you're probably not going to go much farther.
Yeah. And now we'll start to see what the Blue Jays have in mind if they start subbing in a little more freely on defense, or if you're still concerned about them getting a quick score. I could see them, maybe putting in 2 or 3 subs and having, 8 starters still out there.
Yeah, I don't think you'll see a wholesale change just yet.
Yeah.
But you definitely could see a handful. I'm sure there's some backups that they feel very comfortable putting them in. And you might see 5 or 6. I don't know if we'll see 11.
Right. Falsgraf in there to kick again.
I did come up and open the field up for him Wednesday night so he could get a couple extra kicks in. Yeah,
that was nice. Kind of a pooch kick. Oh, but is that Swain? No, that's not Swain. That's Cattell.
Yep, and Cattell scored their touchdown earlier. Definitely looks like he's got some explosiveness to him.
And that's part of why you're doing that little pooch attempt, is you want to make sure they don't have a chance to get the blocker set up. But he just hit the edge and went for it. So.
Yep, split him. Kind of a little bit of a missed tackle.
Baker's in their defensive tackle.
Still got Batney in there. You got
Vanderlinden at middle backer.
Fulton. Still got Powers. You got Moore in. Vanderlinden.
Yep.
Reha.
So it looks like 3 or 4 JV, or not JV, but backups in. That ball, I don't know if that was actually a reception, but there didn't blow a whistle.
The only question would be, was it backwards? I don't think he caught it. I don't think there was any doubt that he didn't catch it.
Somebody's down. It looks like it's a
Definitely
Blue Jay.
forward. Definitely forward. Definitely not a catch.
There's a Blue Jay down here. They helped him up. That is Andrew Keith. So going to be an incomplete pass. 2nd and 10. Keith walking off. I think he's going to come off the field, but.
Falsgraf gets to make a showing on the defensive side.
Falsgraf, a sophomore.
Lanky sophomore.
Could be a dangerous defensive back to have out there against some of it, because a lot of times we have teams that put a 6'2", 6'3" receiver out there, and we have some matchup issues. Falsgraf brings some height out there, so definitely good to get him some of this experience too. Of course, he's lined up with the man who's had the 2 big slant plays. Man in motion, Eiley coming this way. They're going to throw it towards him. And Falsgraf does a good job making a tackle. Gain of 4 on the play, but good job eliminating anything more.
Very nice tackle. That throw was a little bit more pressed than the touchdown throw, which led to a little bit of an inaccuracy, but still a catch. And really nice play out of Reed to come from behind and make that tackle.
Reed's known a little more for his defense than his dad ever was.
Yeah, you don't ever say Brad and defense in the same sentence.
So that brings us to the end of the 3rd quarter. Contrary to the 6 minutes on the clock, it's actually, we're going to play a full 4th quarter.
I would think so.
So we're going to flip sides here. You can bring up 3rd and 6. 3rd and 5 according to the board. That's where if you're one of the guys that doesn't get in a ton, you find your way to the front of the line. Make sure when coach turns around, he sees your face and be like, oh, yeah, I could put him in.
Yeah, you get real close and they call for a position. You just run in, whether it's yours or not.
That's the strategy to get in, huh?
Bombers have it, 35.
All right, so Bombers are going to be heading towards the south end zone now, into the wind. Christensen next to Herman. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Hasig in motion to this side, and they try to hit him, but that ball bounced. Going to be incomplete pass.
Yep, just left that thing a little bit short. Again, they're trying that quick hitter and then block with the 2 other wide receivers. I don't think that play had a lot of hope for it. Just by what we've seen tonight, I kind of wonder if he doesn't throw the ball down the field.
Yeah.
A whole lot. Because everything we've seen has really
been those quick hitters.
Really short. We've seen one medium pass over the middle.
Yep. Low snap. Gets it. Kick is up. And Barkham is going to fair catch it at the 23-yard line. So Blue Jays will take over. 1st and 10. Just under 12 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. And we'll see if we make any other changes. Moore's out there, tailback.
Looks like we still got the offensive line, still got Meyer. Fuller's been playing quite a bit here.
Collison's still going out there. Everett White. I was going to do that at some point. Everett White is the one going out there.
And we might see us run a play or two and bring a few guys off at a time. Get that clock moving, get a first down or two.
Right. Caskey and White switching to the other side. Hand off to Moore going that way. Caskey with the lead block. Moore didn't go down with the first one, but didn't have a whole lot of room to go either. Picks up 2 maybe on the play.
Yeah, I couldn't tell who that was. He really flew over the top and got a good hold of Caleb.
The ball carrier is number 2, Caleb Moore.
24. Eli Rouse made the initial play. Didn't end up bringing him down.
For the Bluejays.
It's going to be 2nd and 8. Meyer and Fuller off to the left. Moore in the motion guy on the right probably. And
Power.
they do hand it off to him up the middle and has a hole. Picks up the first down. Rouse gets the tackle, but not before Moore can pick up the first down.
That's that wrinkle I was talking about a little bit earlier where we ran a ton of jet sweep, make it look like jet sweep, but then the runner just turns it upfield instead of running to the outside and basically turns it into a power play.
And that's a pretty solid play for him to be involved in because he's got a full head of steam coming straight up the gut.
For sure. And what ends up happening is you get a lot of those defenders, they start running to the outside and the ball's going back underneath them.
It's hard to stop a bowling ball when you're already running away from it.
Yep. Maybe a little play action off it. You're going to run it again. Yep, just going to give it to him again.
Gets it right up the middle. Picks up another 10. Almost made the last guy miss. I don't know if that's the great spot, but they're going to call him just short of a first down.
Brought down the play by number 21, Jacob Isle.
Definitely getting some momentum going here with the lineman up front, getting a lot of push, creating some really good running seams for Caleb.
I think that's just over 50 yards for him, almost entirely in 5 minutes of game time.
He's going to have a shot at getting to 100 here, I think. They're just going to keep giving him the ball.
You're going to give him the ball a lot in this last quarter, I think. And same play, right up the middle.
Especially when you get 10 yards a pop.
Right.
He only needs a couple more carries.
Got 8. He really slacked off on that one, I guess. Oh. Here's your runs that I noted for him. 9, 8, 2, 9, 9, 8.
Number 21, Jacob Isle.
Well, let's not discount the fact that the big hogs in front are doing a heck of a job.
They really are. We are definitely winning that battle. Looks like we got John Powers coming in the game.
So he's replacing Caskey at the fullback. Moore jet to the left, Fuller to the right. And they hand it off to him again. Good stiff arm, but there was another guy waiting for him.
Yeah, I think they've seen that play. I think they got it now.
Was that 5 straight?
Yeah, I mean, you keep running until they stop it, right? And that's the first time they've even came close to stopping it. Definitely delivered a good stiff arm and knocked him backwards.
The average yards per play on that is still pretty high.
Yep. We might see it again, but maybe run a little play action off of it.
Just note we got White split out here to the left. He's a pretty tall matchup too if you were looking to throw it downfield. And they do, but they actually throw it to Fuller underneath, and White with a big block, and they're going to be real clse to a first down on that play for Fuller.
I'm not.
And they get it.
I'm not 100% sure that ball was for Fuller, but he went and grabbed it.
Could be.
Because White was kind of behind him. Yeah, it's close. But either way, it's a nice play out of Sam.
Gain of 6 on the play, and good upfield blocking by Everett. Even if that ball was intended for him, he adjusted quickly.
Yes, he did.
A lot of times the key to a successful run game, or in this case a short pass, is your downfield blocking. So you got guys that want to hit. Eli Larson going to take the jet sweep this time and run in the wrong direction, but might be able to get back up and loses about 5 on the play. They had some pressure in the middle. Was that Bo Warg maybe?
And that was one of those where he made the step backwards and realized,
Yeah.
I got nowhere to go, and tried to keep going backwards, but just kind of ran out of space and couldn't outrun Calvert to the sideline.
That was a good job by Ballard. Just keep stretching it out, and eventually he's got to hit the sideline. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 16. White, Fuller, and Larson to the left. Throw is to Fuller, and Fuller's going to make a move and get the first down, I think.
Really good decision out of Colby there, finding the
They do.
the one of the 3 that was open. Really similar play to what we just ran to him.
Pass is complete from Collison to number 25.
And that was another one. It looked like it could have been to Larson, or it
I
could have been to
thought
Fuller.
maybe it was the Larson. The previous one, Sam had to work back for it. This one, Sam had to work down the field to get it. But I like how he's just going out and catching it.
And here you just brought in sophomore quarterback Zach Saulers. Powers to his left. Fuller and Barkham split left. Moore, the motion man, he's going to take the handoff up the middle again. Delivers a pounding. Gets about 7 on the play. Oh, that was Caskey in that time, not Powers. But some good quality reps for Zach at quarterback here.
And Jays are just kind of slowly grinding the ball down the field. No hurry whatsoever, running a lot of time off the clock.
You want guys to feel comfortable when they're in there, and this is a good opportunity to get some comfort. Barkham and Fuller to the right. Moore to the left, Moore in motion. Probably could have got some motion or illegal motion call, but Moore up the gut. And he's going to pick up, 8 or 9?
Yeah, he's down to about the
first
6-yard line there. 6 or 7-yard line.
7-yard line. Started at the 16, so 9 yards on the play.
He's got to be getting close. Is he about 80?
We'll see if he gets these last 12 first, then we'll get an update.
Well, he only gets 7.
Yeah, 7.
We're at the 7.
I was looking at the 10 for some reason and going the wrong direction. Maybe I was predicting a penalty. Let's not do that.
Well, I mean, if he needs those 5 to get to 100,
So
maybe that's what we got to do.
we got Carter Albright over to the left side as well, but Moore takes it up the middle. Moore's at the 2, maybe only 3-yard line. You're getting a few more underclassmen in the backfield there.
Well, this definitely has been the go-to play. Kind of wonder if we'll line up in maybe one of our bigger formations, bring in 2 H-backs at some point down here.
Well, I think Vanderlinden is a fullback, and he was snuck in on that last play. 84, Albright going to the right with Barkema. Vanderlinden is to the right of Zach at the fullback. Moore to the man that's probably in motion. There he is. And
there's the 5-yard penalty. Just give them those extra 5 yards here.
Yeah. You know, I just had a feeling with the situation. You bring in so many people, they're excited for their varsity time, and, you know, that's all right.
Well, and when you run motion, you're more susceptible to getting those types of penalties.
After the penalty, it brings up 2nd and goal from the 8.
Same setup. Moore in motion. Zach was kind of walking into that. I probably could have got him again. Moore gets 2 on the play, it looks like.
On the carry,
So it's going to bring up 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line. 3:59 on the clock.
Got about 15 seconds left on the play clock. Going to have to hustle just a little bit here. Still going to have to hustle.
5 seconds. Snapped it. Good job. Pitches it out to Moore. Moore's got the edge. Plows his way into the end zone. Caleb Moore, Blue Jay, touchdown.
Well, they'd seen so many runs up to the middle. I think they kind of forgot about sealing the edge. Really nice blocking out of the Jays. Definitely looked like the Bombers weren't quite ready for that. Gets his first varsity touchdown. Congrats to him.
I got an unofficial 76 yards for him at this point.
I'd say that's a pretty good opening night.
Falscraft lining up for the extra point. Barkham of the holder.
We'll see if that extra practice helped on Wednesday.
Snap is up, down, good.
I think
Wide
he got
left.
in.
Oh, wow, really? It wasn't the prettiest thing.
No, that was a laser that cleared the bar by about a foot, but it got in. That's all that matters. When they look at the stats, nobody's going to know
Right.
that it barely got over.
It was good. It was good. They said good. Yeah. No idea how.
Correction, PAT was good. Number 3 false draft.
.3:30 on the clock. That should be a running clock at this point. I have no idea how he got that thing through. I went back to the replay. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Got over. That's all that matters.
Right. Falscraft in now for the kickoff. Kick is up. Deeper kick this time from him. Rouse fields it at the 3. Has a little bit of a wall, but is that Burt coming flying in?
No, I think it was Vanderlyn.
That was Vanderlyn.
Yep, Jacob
Okay.
made that initial contact.
All I could see was the 4. So.
Yep. Really good effort out of him.
Kicking off for the Blue Jays, number 3.
I don't think he finished him off, but he definitely started it.
Elias Rose. 1st and 10. Bombers.
Looked like Everett and Caleb got in the tackle as well.
We got Conrad Schoening in there at a defensive end, it looks like. Is that that's Winger, I think, in at defensive tackle, maybe? Herman rolls out. Riak chasing him down.
Better run it.
Herman going to make a man miss and get brought down by Larson at the 30. Gain of 15 on the play by Herman.
I think the coach might want to see him get out of bounds as well in that situation, down 47-7 with under 3 minutes to go. But he's a competitor.
Right. We got Solers in on defense, Jacob Vanderlinden, Eli Larson, Quentin Burden at free safety, Fuller and Falscraft cornerbacks. For the most part, I think Ballard still got starters in everywhere. Herman hands it off up the middle to Christensen. Christensen with a spin move. Going to gain 2 or 3 on the play.
Looked like Jacob Vanderlyn again that made that initial contact.
59, I think, is Winger. Noah Winger helping clean that one up. So you're getting some sophomores in here on the action.
On the carry, number 14.
Noah sure doesn't look like a sophomore just looking at him.
Caleb Meyer coming in.
Number 59, Noah Winger.
Quentin Burt coming off. Might want to hustle off. There we go. Okay. And handoff to Christensen. Cut back up the middle. Meyer misses the tackle. And Christensen's going to be through the middle. Falscraft going to try and chase him down. Gets the ankle tackle. Way to not give up on the play, young fella.
Much faster than his father.
Much more effort than his father.
On the carry, number 14, Gabriel Christensen.
55 yards on the carry.
That'll be nice for the Bombers here to get themselves a little bit of success to end the game. We have what do we got for matchups next week?
The Blue Jays will go to Dallas Center Grimes.
Okay,
Herman
traditionally a tough one.
Throws it across the middle, and touchdown, Eiley.
From your quarterback, number 2, Ashton Herman, to number 21, Jacob Isle.
It's Eiley. Pretty good. That's a pretty good throw right there. Kind of a skinny post route. Second throwing touchdown tonight for Herman.
Kick is up. Kick is good.
Extra point is good. From your kicker, number 34, Connor Utley.
About 17 yards on that touchdown reception.
Well, not the way that the Jays probably wanted to end the night, but overall,
Right.
an outstanding performance. Offense was very explosive early. Defense was really pretty tough throughout. Gave up that one slant play towards the end of the first half. I would say a lot of momentum and a lot of confidence heading into Grimes next week.
Yeah, definitely. 43 seconds left. I know you had talked about trying to find some other scores. Did you happen to find any?
I don't think my internet's working.
Oh, okay.
I'm not able to get much.
Well, that's fair. We'll just do the quick DCG search just out of curiosity. Let's see. They're playing North Polk tonight. North Polk 34, DCG 7.
Well, North Polk was our scrimmage last week, which was around a score or two type of game. We definitely pulled some guys late.
We're going to fair catch that one at the 20-yard line on the kickoff.
Just judging by that score, I would say that we would go in as a clear-cut favorite.
Yeah, based off that score, definitely. I'm still a little in shock of that score just because I was thinking DCG had a pretty solid season rolling last year until I think they had some key injuries at the end.
Well, they did, and then Carlisle rolled them in the playoffs.
Norwalk scores with 11 minutes to play to take the lead over Pella 28-21. That's
Okay.
two opponents we have later in the year.
Yep, one non-district, one district.
And according to Des Moines Register, that was number 8 Pella versus number 9 Norwalk.
And I don't think you can put a lot into those.
No.
A lot of times it's based off of previous season's record, and it's also based off of traditionally what has your team been like.
Right.
And obviously Pella is always top-notch.
ADM 41, Gilbert 0, 41-7. We play at Gilbert in the third game of the year.
How about we got an Indianola score? That would that's the team I think is our front runner, the team that we need to beat.
Marcus Teed, the ball carrier on that. His first varsity ball carry, I believe. Just scrolling some feed for anything interesting. Not as many as I'd like.
Okay, well, that's probably going to do it.
So that should bring us to the end of the game. Oh, Indianola 42, Ankeny Centennial Jaguars 13. So that's a big win for Indianola. But here tonight in Bondurant, it was Bluejays 47, Bombers 14. Heck of a start of the year for the Bluejays. Heck of a start for Nolan Meyer, Titus Cram, Caleb Moore. Collison had a great game.
Yeah, really just all around. We were good up front. Skilled guys were good. Defense was really solid, didn't give up much. I can't really ask for a whole lot more.
No, definitely a lot of positives to take away. And definitely some momentum to ride into Dallas Center next week.
And I don't think we stayed very healthy, I think, tonight. And we didn't really see any of our guys go to the sideline for cramps or really any kind of injury. So that's always a positive that you don't lose anybody.
Yeah. And I know Bombers looked like maybe they had a couple guys cramp up, but nothing serious. It didn't look like.
Nope.
So, I mean, that's always a big thing to get through that first game because a lot of times you haven't had as much contact as you would have in years past. And so allowing guys to actually get hit and hit some people a little bit and get through it relatively unscathed is big. At this point, we bid the Bombers adieu, as we don't expect to see them in any way, shape, or form again this football season, since they're in a different class. So good luck to the Bombers in the remaining games. For the Bluejays, going to Dallas Center next week, so hopefully DCG has a live feed that people can stream up if you aren't able to go to the game. We don't do away games, so. But for tonight.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. This is Patrick Meyer and Josh Gibson. Go Blue Jays, and good night.